Hey everyone, and welcome back to the last Tesla weekly video of 2024. It's been quite an interesting year. We started the year where I said you have to reset your expectations with regards to Tesla, and to be honest, that was the right call because it did take quite a long time until Tesla got back on track, and especially Tesla stock. Right now, Tesla stock is going to finish the year, unless in the next couple of days the stock does go down way more, up 70%. And as you can see, it has been underperforming the market for quite a long time. At one point here, it was down 42%. Then back here, even in October, it was still down 14% year to date. So yeah, my point still stands. What I said at the start of the year, we had to reset our expectations. Now the stock has run up quite a lot in anticipation of everything that's going to happen or could happen in 2025 and onwards. We're now trading at a market cap of $1.38 trillion, a forward P of 138.4 times. Now currently, the analyst expectations for the next 2 fiscal years are, in my opinion, a little bit low. But then again, that should be okay for the stock, because if the expectations are low, it's up to Tesla to prove the analysts wrong. Tesla has a track record to prove the analysts wrong. Then again, Tesla also has a track record of being late. So in this video, I want to go over the usual stuff, the numbers out of China, out of Europe as well, and then talk a little bit about what needs to happen for us to beat last year's number. So we're going to discuss all of that in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, we really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment, get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So I want to start off with the Tesla weekly insured numbers. So if you're a member of the channel, you probably already know this. You get access to this sheet. So last week's number came in at 17,600, which means that right now, Q4, we're at 177,300. Of course, year to date, we are already above last year's numbers. Year to date, before even adding up what's going to happen next week, when in the coming week, we're already at 637,687. Now, I did just make some assumptions to look at what's expected, or what's needed, should I say, to beat the number. For the quarter, we need at least 514,925 sales for the overall quarter in all countries, in all areas around the globe. So I did put another 15,800, which is the number that we've had for the last week last year, just to reach an approximate number for Tesla sales in China, which reached 193,000. Then for the United States, some European countries, I'll explain in the next couple of minutes. So the Tesla weekly insured number came in at 17,600, which is lower than the last 3 weeks. And at the moment, we're at 177,000, which also means that year to date, well, as you've seen, we are above last year's and well above the number in 2022. Moving on to Europe, for some European countries, the UK, Norway, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, Czech Republic, and Iceland, the number is up 22.2% week over week. Has been a nice acceleration actually in the last couple of weeks. The number was 8,700, which also means that quarter over quarter at the moment we're up 36%. And year to date, as you can see, we're going to finish this year quite strong compared to last year. We can also see, and that's what we've seen in the last couple of videos, that the UK is doing quite a good job. The UK is doing a good job. The Netherlands is doing a very, very good job. Spain as well, especially this last week. So yeah, in those countries, Tesla is doing quite well. But as you know, in France and Germany, two big and important markets for Tesla, Tesla is not doing very well at the moment. In Germany, there are no incentives anymore. The media does not portray Tesla in a positive way either. So plus, as you know, maybe you don't know if you're not in Europe, Tesla cars are still quite expensive compared to the other options that are available there. But yes, it's true that those two are dragging the numbers down. We've had some other countries that are doing their best to, well, not get hit that much because of those two countries. You see here in Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Czech Republic are up nicely year over year. Now for the United States, we do not have the numbers for December, or at least not at the moment, but we did know that in October the number came in at 53,000 approximately, and in November that number came in at 52,000. So you can make the assumption that maybe in December it's going to be around those numbers. Let's even put 55,000 because maybe last month of the year people are rushing to buy the cars before the new year, before maybe incentives are disappearing. So we're going to assume that December is going to be 55,000, which brings us to approximately this number right here, 160,000. Then for the European countries that we've just seen, excluding France and Germany, for the numbers that we have, I've reached here 55,000 with next week's numbers as well. Again, these are assumptions. And then for the rest, what's left over is 40%, because this number is supposed to be 60%, or at least that's what I've been told. So the rest, 40%, is 36,650. Maybe you can round it up to 40,000, and then this number next week can be a bit higher. It really depends on how well flexible you are with your assumptions. And again, these are assumptions. We will get the real number in the next couple of days. So the total right now brings us to 444,650, which means the number that we're missing here is 70,275 to reach the minimum needed to get as many vehicles as in 2023. Now, we can get 70,275 vehicles from countries that I did not take into consideration right here. Can be that the United States will be a bit higher, that's possible. Maybe some of the European countries can add a little bit more. Maybe we get some more numbers. Australia, for example, South Korea, all of those countries are not added to that number. So to add here another 70,275 is not out of the realms of possibility, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, it's going to be very, very easy to beat last year's. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it is feasible for sure. But as you've seen right now, and again, like I said, I'm missing a lot of countries here. The number is 70,275, which is more than what the United States was in October and in November as well, right? Both of them were 52, 53,000. So we need, another United States and then some for, the missing numbers here to reach 514,925. Can we find those numbers? Maybe. But all in all, we knew that 2024 is not going to be an easy year, right? Despite the Model 3 refresh, Cybertruck is definitely helping the cause in the United States. That's for sure. But other than that, I think, there are some folks that are maybe waiting for more affordable models. Maybe a Model Y refresh, even though the Model Y has been doing quite well, especially in China, and still doing quite well in the rest of the world as well. But in Europe, Tesla cars are not cheap at all. In the United States, with the tax credits, with all of that, yes, much, much cheaper. But for the average person is waiting for that $30,000 car, maybe even less. Is that going to happen in 2025? Well, we hope so, right? We hope the new and affordable models are going to do exactly that. Increase a volume by 20 to 30%. That's what they told us last earnings call, which will also increase the volume that comes out of Tesla's factories. Because right now we're far from away from max capacity, right? Far from away, which is also why they decided that, we're going to launch the new and affordable models using the existing lines because, we have the capacity to do so. It's underutilized right now. So why not, right? Why not? And I think that's exactly what's going to happen in 2025. Should help with margins as well. The question then is, are they going to be on time? Where are you going to launch those models? Are we going to see different type of models, right? The compact car from China for the Chinese market, maybe for European one as well. In the United States, maybe that's going to be another model. Could very well be. Model Y refresh. What's that going to be? Also China specific, or is it worldwide? Remains to be seen. But all in all, we've started the year with a reset of our expectations. So no matter what happens next week, we cannot be disappointed, right? We cannot be disappointed because as of right now, the stock is up 70% year to date, which is great. Of course, if we zoomed out a little bit and we look at the past 3 years, then of course, Tesla has been underperforming, right? It's only up 21.37% in the last 3 years. If we zoom out a little bit more, in the last 5 years, the stock is up 1,402%. But in the last 3 years, it's true that Tesla has been underperforming and then some. Now, of course, that's only if you bought right here and never added along the way. Because if you did add along the way, then you would probably be up way more than just 21%. And so to me, it's pretty simple. The production and delivery numbers next week are going to be important for the stock, are not really going to be that important for the company, because the company in 2025 is entering a new chapter. That's just my opinion. A new chapter where we're going to see Cybertruck ramping up even more in a profitable way, launch of new and affordable vehicles, entering new markets, right? Because you're basically lowering the price, which means you're opening up the possibility for a lot more people to buy your cars. We're also entering lower interest rates environment, which should help with sales. Now, in the United States, there's still going to be some fears that, the tax credit will go away, and so that might hurt sales. Okay, tax credit might go away, interest rates will come down and are coming down, so maybe that will help the cause. So we're going to see what happens. The Shanghai Megapack factory will be opening up pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. That will add quite a lot of dollars to Tesla in 2025 and onwards. At the end of 2025, I expect to see the Tesla Semi in production. So that's going to be quite interesting. And then some updates with regards to Tesla Optimus, FSD rollout, maybe a wide release could help generate even more revenue at higher margins. That's for sure, because those are software margins. So yeah, although the numbers next week are important just for the sake of the stock surviving, right, the levels that we're at right now, for the picture for 2025, I don't think those are going to be that important. I can be wrong, of course, but that will be discussed next week. And so right now, if we look at the stock, we closed the week at $431.66. It was a ugly close on Friday. Let's call it what it is. RSI still overbought. We're pretty close to the 20-day moving average, sits at $401.8. The 50-day one at $346.2 and the 200-day one at $261. Do I think that we're going to see an overreaction if there is a small miss? Yes, for sure. I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Where could we go? I don't know. There are some moving averages here, right? The 20 and the 50. That's probably the first stop for the stock if the stock does drop. So all in all, pretty short last video of the year. Do share your thoughts, opinions, predictions maybe for 2025 and the numbers down in the comment section below. And I'll see you all next year. Bye-bye.